And as you know, my name is Daisy Obed. Today I'm going to teach you how to create a simple calculator by HTML CSS and JAVASCRIPT. Let's start. Write div class called calculator, and write div class display and give it ID which is 0, and write another div class button, and write another button which will be click display, and write another button, give it delete last, but this word are not necessarily delete like clear display, delete last, or append. This is to help you understand when we are interacting with JavaScript. This will help you, and you may put your own word if you want it, and write again, and copy this and paste it here, and change the number that are in the bracket, and copy this and write another number as arranged on real calculator, and again write another as arranged on calculator, write another, and write another button class equal on click calculate. This calculator is the JavaScript that we will add here, and I think now we finish to write CSS. Now we finish to write CSS. Let's go in script. Let's go in script. We are going in script. No, style. But the first return to check the output. Click Ctrl plus F5. As you see, this is the output. Our button are arranged, but we are going to put here in our calculator. We're going to put in the best CSS to make it visual. And now we go to CSS, and now let's start to style our body. Write body and give it background which is white. This background is like the cover of our calculator that will be displayed, and this prefix is to arrange our calculator, and the justify content to the center. We will take our calculator to the center of the screen, and all item will be arranged to the center because of calculator. We arrange the calculator to the center. And give it to our calculator which is 100 VH, and give it font family for how the number how will be looks like, and add to style calculator. Div class called calculator, give it background which is white, and padding which is 25 pixels, and border radius which is 20, and give it box shadow, and give it width, and close the curly bracket, and then let's go to the class called display. In display class here, as you see, this is class of display. Here there is a class of display, means that the display is like the 0. And let's continue to our CSS. Display, give it background which is white, and give it border dash which is 30 pixels, and padding which is 15, and text line to right. Text will be aligned to right, means that our 0 will be aligned to right, and give it font size which is 24 pixels, and the margin which is 20 pixels, and the box is shadow. How calculator we have the shadow which is it's 84 pixels, 4 pixels, and 8 pixels, and negative 4 and 8 pixels. And right here we are going to style the button class. The button class will display grid. It means that will display like a table, and the grid will repeat 4 or 1. Thanks. Gap which will be 250. It means that the gap is the space that we will have our calculator. And again we style height and the border. We are just styling the button, not the class. And the box shadow, and give it, let's go when the button is active, we give it shadow, and we are going to style equal. Here there is the equal button, equal class. This equal class we are going to style how will be looks like. Give a tip, border radius and the font size and the background, which is red. Let's go to script, but let's link our style with CSS to see our style with HTML to see what going on, bro. And let's write our CSS code style.css, and now let's run. Remember to run, you click Ctrl plus F5 to run what you have done. As you see, this is the CSS of our calculator, but here can't work because I didn't put in any JavaScript. And now let's go to script, write a script. Now let's go to our script which will make our calculator work and functionate. And let's start to write let display equal to document.getElement by id display. Our remember give id here of display. Yes, we link it in JavaScript and give it a function which called the append. Remember the append, this id called the append, and give it the statement. If display container text identical or equal to 0, display inner text value, else display inner text value. And now write another function to clear display. Display inner text is 0, and give a function to delete last. We are giving function to delete last because we write it here. Let me show you here. On click clear display, delete last, append, okay, like that. And now let's continue. If display don't inner text identical or equal to nothing, display inner text equal to 0. This will display 0 when clicked on, and the function calculate will equal to display inner text evaluate display inner text. Thanks. This is our JavaScript. Now I'm going to give you the explanation of our HTML. As you see, the body is everything visible on the web page. And now let's go to the v class calculator. Create the main calculator container. This we create the main container calculator container. And now let's go to input type text ID display. This is the screen of the calculator. Read only means the user cannot type manually, only button change it. And now let's go to button. As you know, the button hold this is the v class called the button, hold all the calculator buttons. Button on click here, button on click, when clicked it call JavaScript function. When it clicked it call JavaScript function, which will make it functionate. For example, this append 7. Append 7 add the number 7 to the display. And now let's go to special button. This see we clean the screen, remove the last number. This is the percentage, divide, multiply, addition, minus, and so. And now let's go to our CSS. We finish the HTML. And the CSS, as you see the body style the whole page. This reflects a row easy centering of the calculator. This reflects a row easy centering of our calculator. And now let's go to justify content. Justify content. Put our content to the center. For example, we put our calculator to the center of the screen. It means that center horizontally. Align item center vertically. Align item center will center our item to vertically. And the height make the body fill entire height. And now let's come to these calculators. This will style the calculator box. The padding 25 pixels, space inside the box is the space inside the box. Border radius 50 pixels. Make corners rounded. We make corners rounded. And now let's go to box shadow. Box shadow. Create a shadow effect on the object. Create the shadow effect. And now let's go to CSS of display. I explain the background, border radius, padding, text running. Let's go to font size. Font size is how the word will be. For example, is to give the word size, how the word will be sized. And now let's go to margin top. And now let's go to margin bottom. Is the bottom, or how is the, we determine the size of the bottom of our calculator. And now let's go to grid template column. Means 4 column, each 70 pixels wide. And now let's go to gap. This gap is the space that will be between between button. And now let's go to grid column. Grid column, it will means that it will make it take a 2 column width. Means that will make this button of equal take a 2 column of width. And the background is how it will be looks like. And now let's go to script. Let's start from the beginning. Let display don't get element by ID display. This will select the screen of our calculator, so JavaScript can control it. And now let's go to the function. This function called the append value. This will add the number or operators. Example, append 7. Display will become 7. And now let's go give you the explanation of this. This means that the display the current display plus new value. Example 5 plus 3. And now let's go to clear display. This will function of clear display. This will reset screen. And now let's go to delete last. Delete last will remove the last number taped. Taped. Slice 0 -1 means we remove the last character. Example 100 will equal to 10 because the last 0 will be deleted. And now let's go to function calculate. The function calculate will resolve the math. Evaluate will resolve math in the following way. Example, when you type the 2 plus 3 times 5, it will become 17. And now let's go to this try. This try and catch prevent errors. If user type the invalid math like 2 plus 3 or 2 times 3, it will show error instead of crashing. Thanks for watching. Remember subscribe and comment for more.